Hello everyone, I am here for the day one update of the BookTubeAthon. I hope your day has been going well because I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think mine went pretty well, at least better than expected. I came into BookTubeAthon a little bit panicked, and not saying that I'm not still a little bit panicked, but after today and after seeing how much that I can read, I'm kind of feeling a little bit better about this. I'm still gonna have to hustle, but it kind of worked best under pressure. I work better when I have like a deadline, so I'm hoping that it'll also work in this case. So today I am just going to talk about the book that I read as well as do the daily video challenge, and I'll get into that later. But first, today I finished this puppy, and so good, so good. I'm glad I started off with this. The challenges that I will be completing with this book are a book with red on the cover as well as a book to movie adaptation, and so the only thing I have left to do to finish this challenge is to watch the movie afterwards, and depending upon when I have time, I might just get into a reading slump and I might watch the movie, or I might do it like last thing Sunday so I officially complete the challenge. But I read this book 5 out of 5. It was so good. One of my new favorites. I loved the movie Warm Bodies, but this was so good. Because I saw the movie before I read the book, I kind of had the characters in my mind and I had the main premise. And while you have the main premise of what is going to happen, the movie follows the book pretty accurately until about like the end. It still has the main concepts of everything that's happening, but there are quite a few differences, and I liked that because it was like this whole new experience in reading the book, and I liked it a lot better, and the writing is astounding. I loved the writing, and I have a little bookmark in here because I really want to do a more in-depth review on this book, and there is just a passage in there that is perfection that I want to read to you guys when I do a review of this book. And I loved it so much, and it was such a great book to start everything off of. I finished it today. I read 239 pages. It is about 9 o'clock now, so now that I have finished this, I am going to be starting to complete my next challenge, which is to start and finish a series, and I am rereading one of my favorite series, which is Angelfire by Courtney Allison Moulton, and so I will be trying to read about another 100 pages tonight and get a head start on this book because there's 3 books in the series, well over 400 pages, and that's kind of what I'm panicking about the most, is finishing this series. I don't know why I didn't decide to do a duology or a shorter series or like shorter books or something, because that would have made my life a whole lot easier. But I just really wanted to reread a series, and none of my really favorite series are really under 400 pages. I will probably be doing also another review of this series in general because it truly is one of my favorites. It's so unique, and yeah, I'm gonna have after this week a lot of reviews to do because I plan on doing Warm Bodies, and I plan on doing this, and I finished Let's Get Lost, and that's a whole, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of them coming up. So I'm going to discuss the BookTube video challenge, and today it's talking about your top 3 books that you read because of BookTube. And I will say that I have read some books that I quite enjoy that I don't think I would have read without BookTube, and I've also read some books that I really did not like. So I am going to show you my top 3 books that I really enjoyed, and I will mention one of the books that I did not really like at all. So the first series I probably wouldn't have picked up just because it's kind of an older series, and I'd probably be more focused on something newer. I've heard so many people talk about this book series, especially with the movie that just came out, and I recently just read the series and loved it. So if you guessed Vampire Academy, ding 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 ding, you are right. And I think I just completely butchered Academy. PagebyPaige Academy. It's not that hard to say. This book and this series were so good. Such perfection. Rose as the main character is witty but so human and down to earth, and I can't. It's just really good. If you haven't read it, read it. Please do yourself a favor. The second series that I probably would not have picked up if it had not been for BookTube. The premise just originally did not sound interesting to me at all, and the cover, and it's just something that was completely kind of out of my comfort zone, and then the more people talked about it, the more excited I got to read the series, and it has a cyborg in it, and it's this book. The series, Cinder, and then there's Scarlet and Cress. Okay, once I got past the whole cyborg thing, because that did take me a while, because I kept on picturing, like, between picturing her as, like, a complete human and then picturing her as a complete robot. So it took a while for my mind to infuse together a cyborg, but once it did, this whole series is so good, and the series keeps on getting better and better with each book. I highly enjoyed Cinder, but it's probably my least favorite of the books. My favorite is Scarlet, and then my second favorite is Cress, and I can't wait for winter. I think that's probably going to be my favorite book. At least I'm hoping so. And if it's not, it's still going to be freaking fantastic and awesome and all the wonderful things. The last series that I read because of BookTube, I just heard so much hype about it, but the original covers, they did a new cover, and the new covers are freaking awesome. But I probably wouldn't have picked it up originally because of the old cover. It made it seem cliche and just girly and stupid, kinda. And I love the new covers, and they say never to judge a book by its cover, and that was so right in this case. And the book and series that I'm talking about is Shatter Me. These covers are so much better than, like, that girl in the white dress, and yeah. This book, this writing is perfection. Like, if you want to study writing and how to write beautifully, this is the only book that you need. In my opinion, at least. Shatter Me is easily one of probably my top, I don't know, I'd really have to think about my top 5. So I'm just gonna throw it in my top 7. Because it'd probably fit in there off the top of my head. So it's such a good series. The character development is fantastic, and the plot and just everything that happens is, it's mind-blowing, and I love this series, and I'm so glad BookTube recommended this to me because, well, to everyone, not just specifically to me, but you get what I'm saying. And now I mentioned that there are a few series that BookTube recommended and I've heard people rave about, but I just personally can't get into. And you know what? You're gonna run into that because not everyone has the same taste. And the book that I was really, really looking forward to that stands out in the mind that I was the most disappointed with is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And I was really looking forward to it. It sounded really exciting, but just something about it, I just could not get into it. I got through the book because I hate not finishing a book, but I skimmed like 85% of it. I couldn't get into it. And I think it was more the narration than anything else, and I just think the writing style just wasn't for me. I really wanted to like it, and I couldn't. So that is it for today. I'll let y'all go so that way you guys can read, and then I gotta edit this baby and put it up and read, and it is going to be a busy week. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably assumingly around this time, and yeah, we'll see how far I read tomorrow and tonight, I guess. Bye! For the day 1 update, or 1. But I know that I've just heard so many things and people talking because I guess things don't talk. Peace, home skillets. Yeah, that's right.